What if I told you that the most dangerous moment in a narcissist's life isn't when they find a new victim? It's when they walk back into the life of someone they already broke. Stay with me. Because what Carl Jung discovered about psychological transformation will completely rewrite everything you thought you knew about second encounters. Here's what nobody tells you. The narcissist always comes back, always. Jung called this repetition compulsion, the unconscious drive to return to familiar emotional territory. They remember the empath as soft, as giving, as someone who absorbed the storm without complaint. They remember the open door. What they don't realize is that the person who left that door open no longer exists. And this is where it gets fascinating. According to Carl Jung, the psyche doesn't heal in a straight line. It spirals. Each revolution brings the individual back to the same wound, but from a higher vantage point. The empath who has done the work doesn't return to the same coordinates. They return elevated. They've walked through what Jung called the process of individuation, the long, painful, absolutely necessary journey of becoming whole. And wholeness, Jung discovered, is impenetrable in ways that mere resistance never could be. The narcissist senses something immediately. Something is different. The warmth is still there, but it's no longer desperate. The listening is still present, but it's no longer endless. The empath smiles, engages, even laughs. And yet, something the narcissist cannot name has shifted permanently in the architecture of the room. What they're sensing is what Jung called the integrated shadow. The part of the empath that once absorbed cruelty and silence has now been faced, named, and transformed into discernment. The part that once chased validation has been replaced with something far more unsettling to a manipulator: self-sufficiency. Here's what will absolutely stun you about what happens next. The narcissist deploys the classic opening moves, the charm offensive, the nostalgic reference to better times, the subtle implication that the empath is special, irreplaceable, the one who truly understood them. Jung described this pattern with clinical precision. It is the manipulation of anima projection, where the narcissist casts the empath as the perfect mirror for their idealized self-image. The projection doesn't land, because the healed empath has done something the narcissist never anticipated. They've reclaimed their own mirror. They no longer reflect others back to themselves. They reflect truth, quietly, without drama, without accusation. They simply see clearly. And being truly seen is the one experience a narcissist cannot survive. Jung said that the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. The narcissist is counting on that reaction. They need the empath to react and to soften, to explain, to defend, to hope. Any reaction will do. Reaction means access. Reaction means the game is still on. But the healed empath has mastered what Jung called conscious response over unconscious reaction. They feel the pull. They recognize the familiar gravity of the dynamic, and they choose, deliberately and without cruelty, not to enter the orbit. This is where it gets profoundly psychological, and this is the part that changes everything. Jung identified a phenomenon he called enantiodromia, the principle that anything pushed to its extreme eventually becomes its opposite. The empath, who was once the most emotionally available person in the narcissist's life, becomes, through the alchemy of healing, the most emotionally unreachable. Not cold, not punishing, simply complete. The narcissist escalates. This is textbook. When the usual hooks don't catch, they reach for deeper ones. Guilt, nostalgia, manufactured vulnerability, perhaps even a performance of change, of growth, of lessons learned. And here is the moment that separates the healed empath from the still healing one. The still healing empath feels hope. The healed empath feels recognition. They recognize the pattern not with bitterness, but with the calm clarity of someone who has catalogued this data before. Jung called this hard-earned discernment, and it operates not as cynicism, but as wisdom. The empath doesn't close their heart. They simply consult it before opening the door. What Jung understood, and what most people miss entirely, is that genuine transformation radiates. It doesn't need to announce itself. The healed empath doesn't explain their boundaries, doesn't justify their caution, doesn't perform their healing for anyone's validation. They simply are what they've become. And that silent, unshakable certainty is more disorienting to a narcissist than any confrontation could ever be. Because the narcissist's entire architecture depends on reaction, on emotional volatility, on the exquisite pain of someone who cares too much. Take that away, and there is nothing to mirror, nothing to manipulate, nothing to feed on. The healed empath, without lifting a finger, dismantles the entire structure simply by being whole. Jung called this psychological sovereignty, the state in which a person's internal world is no longer available for colonization. And here is the final piece, the one that will stay with you. The healed empath doesn't need the narcissist to see them clearly. They don't need the apology. They don't need the acknowledgement of all that was done. This is the most radical transformation of all, the release of the need for the other person to understand. Jung wrote that the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. The empath who has done this no longer requires external testimony to confirm what they already know about themselves. So when they meet again, and they will meet again, the encounter is not a reunion, it is a revelation. For the narcissist, it is the unsettling discovery that the person they discarded has become someone they cannot reach. For the empath, it is quiet confirmation of the journey they've completed. They are no longer defined by what was done to them. They are defined by what they built from the wreckage. Jung said that the most powerful force is not the person who attacks, but the person who has nothing left to lose, because they have everything they need within themselves. The healed empath is exactly that force, not dangerous, not vengeful, simply and at last free. If this reached something in you, share it with someone who needs to hear that healing isn't weakness. It's the most formidable thing a human being can become,